Mari, close the basement door for me.
Okay.
Get up here, Lav.
This Cosmo. Cosmo.
Cosmo. Move. Move. Y'all need a bath. I don't want y'all on me right now. Mari, go to the bathroom and brush your teeth.
Get out.
Hello, YouTube friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good Wednesday morning. It is February the 18th, 2026, and it is currently 11:48 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I feel a lot better today. It's a little gloomy outside, but hey, it's almost time for spring to be near, so we shall expect the rain. I took yesterday, after I made my live video, I took the time to chill and relax. I had cooked some spaghetti for dinner, which turned out to be really good. I can only use certain sauce to make spaghetti, I swear. And I only like one type of sauce, and it's by Ragu. And it's, go sit down! It's the garden combination kind. That's the only type of spaghetti sauce I like to use. Anytime I use any other spaghetti sauce, it just tastes nasty to me. I like vegetables in my spaghetti sauce, and I like it to be thick and zesty and chunky, and then I got a lot of meat in it and stuff, so it was really, really good. And I was proud of that because I had made some spaghetti the last time, and I didn't like the jar sauce that I used, so I threw I gave the spaghetti to the dogs, I think. But this spaghetti was good. That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I haven't listened to any tarot. I've been listening to music though, because I was in the bathroom, like, just putting my hair in this little ponytail. I really need to wash and blow dry my hair, but I didn't feel like doing it, so my hair is just, I blew it out a little bit so I can manage to put it in a ponytail. But yeah, I really need to wash and blow dry. Anywho, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today, so we are going to just channel off the dome, per usual. I never know what I'm going to talk about. I always channel off the dome. But sometimes I'll already have gotten a channeled message, like when I'm in the bathroom cleansing myself and things like that. This says 23. And this is the month of February, and February 23rd used to be a very special date to me. So maybe it's something about that about to get ready to come out. I told my big kids to come over here today. Lex, Mir, and Lily, I told them to be here around 1 or 2 o'clock where I was going to be sending out an Amber Alert. People love to act like my kids are theirs. That is so funny to me. People be trying to pretend as if my children are their children. And I was laying down in the bed the other day. Was it last night? No, it wasn't last night. It was the night before. I was laying down in the bed and my navel started hurting. Like out the blue, I just kept getting like these little pains in my navel. And it reminded me when I was in labor with my firstborn child, Alexis. That was my first baby, of course. I was only 17 when I was about to get ready to give birth. I didn't know what to expect. She came on her due date though. Mostly all of my kids come on their due dates. I'll track my periods. I pretty much know when I get pregnant and everything like that, so I never had that issue. But anyway, I was unprepared because I had never given birth before. And when I gave birth to Lex, my epidural had failed. That's why after my firstborn, I just chose to like, okay, maybe I don't need to get no epidurals. I tried to get one with Mir. That one, I kind of like got it too late. So then, like, shit, by the time I got ready to have Lily, first of all, I done became a pro by my third baby. I didn't want to go to the hospital till my contractions were almost like 3 minutes apart, and that would give me enough time to get to the hospital, and then by the time I get there, they're about 30 seconds apart, and I can push, because I don't got time for them IVs and strapped up to monitors and shit like that. I don't like that type of shit. But anyway, when I was in labor with Lex, my navel was hurting really bad, and the other night, not last night but the night before, my navel just started hurting out of nowhere. And I instantly started thinking about Lex. Like, I wonder what my baby doing. I wonder what she's doing. And Lex is my oldest. She's my 18-year-old or whatever. And I used to joke with Lex, Mira, and Lily. I used to joke with the kids and be like, we like Frozen, the Disney movie Frozen. And Elsa and Anna, when they got separated, one of them would hear the sound like, ooh, ooh. And they would know, like, that's the other one calling out for them or something. And I used to tell my kids, like, if y'all in danger, even if y'all don't be able to call me or nothing, I'm still going to get the signal, like, ooh. You just got to put out that call, like, hooty hoo. And that's so funny to me. But the other night, I was laying down in the bed, and I kind of wasn't feeling good. And when my navel started hurting, it was reminding me of when I was in labor with Lex. And I kind of had a crazy labor with Lex. Like, I kept passing out. Because, comes to find out, my baby had 3 knots in her umbilical cord, which I had no problem throughout the pregnancy or whatever with the knots in the umbilical cord or anything. But when it came time to labor and delivery, they said that she was losing oxygen, and I was losing oxygen because she had 3 knots in her umbilical cord, which we didn't know until I gave birth to her and it was time to cut the umbilical cord. The doctor said, it's 3 knots in the umbilical cord. That's why you couldn't breathe. Because I was in the hospital and I was saying, like, I think I'm about to die. I can't breathe. I'm like, I see the light. But I swear to God, the room just got extra fucking bright. I'm like, I see the light, I'm about to die. Al was crying, my grandma was crying, like, it just was terrible or whatever. But I eventually went ahead, pushed Lex out, and I was perfectly fine. But the other night when my navel started hurting and it reminded me of when I was in labor with Lex, it was making me think, like, I wonder, is it something wrong with my child? Like, I don't see her that much since she left here. She said she be working, blase splee. She might drop by for a second, pick something up or drop something off, and then she's back with her friends and she's gone. So I told them yesterday, I texted my kids and I said, I want all 3 of y'all to come over here tomorrow, be here around 1 or 2 o'clock. And Lex had responded back. She was like, if I have to wait for one of my friends to bring me, I'll have to wait till they get off of work. And she was like, I won't be able to come till after 8 when I get off of work. First of all, I had already texted my daughter earlier in the week and asked her when was her off day. So she said it was Wednesday, and that's today. So you don't have to work today. Don't pick up no shifts. You're not going to work today. You're coming over here to your mother so I can look at you. As well as Mir and Lily. And I was saying I'm like, where is Mir? Why don't Mir never answer the group chat like that? You know? No. Something is telling me to bring my kids here and see what the fuck is going on. And that's what I'm going to do. And I told them if they didn't get here, I was going to be putting out an Amber Alert. And I don't need the news or the police to put out an Amber Alert. I'm going to put it out. Aaliyah Alert. So, yeah, it's something about that. God was telling me, like, get those kids and bring them over here. Somebody is in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in real big trouble. Somebody is in trouble, but they're trying to keep it a secret from me. Somebody is in trouble and they're worried. Because this says, can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? Matthew 6:27, which is basically saying you should not be worrying because it's not going to do you any good. But somebody is worried. They're in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in real big trouble. And something was telling me, like, to get my kids and ask them what have they been doing, what the fuck is going on, and don't be scared to tell me anything. It's something going on. And I ain't really too much afraid about my kids because people know not to fuck with my motherfucking kids. Now, you may not have known at first, but I'm pretty sure you're fucking around and finding out thou shalt not touch my children. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no motherfucking harm, or it's going to be a problem, bitch. So it's something going on. Maybe somebody else needs to as well check on their children. And again, my children have been at their dad's for the last 2 months now. It's officially 2 months now. And I don't know. I don't know. This says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalms 23, verse 4. Again, going back into the touching not my anointeds and doing my prophets no harm. Oh, and this is 23. And this is Psalms 23. So maybe somebody needs to pray Psalms 23 or read Psalms 23 every night before they go to bed. And maybe I'll take the time to do that as well. I'm hearing you better wake up and pay attention. So there's something that I need to pay attention to or someone else needs to pay attention to. I'm hearing there's about to be a bust. There's about to be a bust. There's about to be a bust. Maybe somebody needs to get their children because somebody's child is somewhere where there's about to be a bust. There's about to be a raid. Again, me telling my kids, get over here. I want to see y'all. I just told them to come over here. Plus, I don't got nothing for them to do. I just want to see them. They my fucking kids. But something is going on somewhere where there's some children in a house and there's going to be a raid that takes place. Somebody committed a crime and they're using their child to try to stay out of jail. That sounds like my baby daddy. When I was younger or whatever, and me and my baby daddy had kids, blase spleen, he would always be into some bullshit and getting pulled over, and he would always be like, babe, let me take one of the kids with me just in case I get pulled over so I won't go to jail. And it got to the point where I was telling him, like, no, you're not about to keep on putting my kids in the car while you on your bullshit and fuckery. In my car at that, and I don't know what the fuck you be out here doing. Because why the fuck you always getting pulled over? I don't get pulled over this motherfucking much. I'm hearing that somebody gang stalks with their children. This says Alexandria. I had my old friend Alexandria, so maybe somebody's name is Alexandria. Maybe somebody's child name is Alexandria. Or somebody named Alexandria. You need to see what's going on with your children. Somebody's friend, old friend, was setting up their children or something like that. Somebody's old friend was a setup. Like a setup bitch. Was purposely doing shit. And I know one of my old friends was purposely doing shit. A lot of them. But now somebody's trying to like target the kids, blackmail the kids or something like that. You know how when you are affiliated with a gang or something and maybe you owe the gang, the cartel or some shit like that, and they'll go and fuck with your kids. Something like that is taking place. And somebody need to check on the kids. And it says fire. Or maybe somebody leaves their children home alone or something, and you need to make sure that they are not using the stove. Somebody has young children. You need to make sure that they are not using the stove or the house doesn't catch on fire while these children are there alone or something. I'm also hearing that somebody put somebody's child on an altar and the altar is going to catch fire. See, they worship Satan. Fire. The altar is going to catch fire. Somebody's house is going to catch fire because they do spell work on an altar. They have children on an altar. Maybe somebody even got my kids on an altar trying to perform spells on them or keep them in bondage or something. And if I was you, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Not with my kids. There's a doctor involved in something that has to do with mail fraud. And that's another thing. Maybe somebody again is trying to use someone's children's identity or something like that. And that's funny because I was saying I had gave my baby daddy my children's birth certificates and social security cards just in case he was going to try to enroll them in school until I moved and told them to come back and live with me. But apparently they don't go to school, so I texted them last night and I said, when y'all daddy bring y'all here tomorrow, make sure he brings me back y'all social security cards and birth certificates because I need them. Plus, I don't know who be at his house and I don't need people touching my kids' shit. And one of them had responded, and yeah. Somebody is trying to use someone's children's identity. So let's just say somebody, see, birthday, birth certificate, social security number, social security card. Somebody is trying to use someone's child's identity. Maybe at the doctor's office, or maybe to steal some mail, or just commit fraud in general. So let's just say somebody is trying to use my children's identity to commit fraud. Or they're trying to get my children to lie for them or forge a signature or something like that so that they can receive my mail or something of that nature. However, whatever the fuck is going on between children and using their identification, their identity or something like that, it's fraud. And you're about to be under investigation for it. Or maybe that's why I said it's about to be a bust. Somebody is about to be a bust. This says HIV. See, and I said maybe somebody is trying to use one of my children's identity at the doctor or something. Or they're trying to... Something is taking place with fraud, a doctor. So this is already some type of HIPAA violation. And using somebody else's identity. Probably using one of the kids, switching up their birthdays, making it seem like they're older than what they are. Or something like that. They're using an identity that's not theirs, probably so that they can get medicine for HIV or some other type of illness, maybe cancer, because you know when you have to get cancer treatment and stuff like that, it's not cheap. So maybe it's something like that going on, or maybe it's even deeper into insurance fraud, not just health insurance, but life insurance fraud. And maybe there's somebody out here that put a life insurance policy out on somebody's child and see, shot up, drive by shoot, and I'm hearing Ricky, and like I just said, somebody probably put a life insurance policy out on somebody's child, and I often say, like, I feel like somebody was trying to set up my oldest son, Amir. Ricky, like drive by shoot and shot up. So again, somebody is trying to set up somebody's child for insurance money or something like that. Or they're trying to bully them into getting into a gang or something like that. And it's going to result in somebody getting shot up. And maybe when this house get raided, somebody is going to get shot up. So they're telling me to check on the kids, see where the kids be at, and, you know, all that type of stuff. Which my kids are supposed to be at their father's house. So when they leave their father's house, I don't know where they go. But however, they should be in the care of their father because that's where I told them to go. So, of course, if they get in the car with their daddy and go somewhere, I'm not going to know their every move because that's their dad. It's not like he's my husband anymore. I'm talking about anymore. We were never married. But it's not like he's my husband. He's my baby daddy, so I don't know his every move. They also like to tell my kids to turn their locations off sometimes because I always tell my kids to share their location. But I be noticing sometimes like their location is not shared to my phone. Somebody doesn't want me to know where my kids be at or what my kids are doing. But I have a connection to my kids all the time anyway because they're my children. Which is probably why I was just talking about Elsa and Anna and making the sound like, ooh. Like, you gonna get that hootie hoo. It's called mother's intuition. So you're going to know when something is not right with the kid. This says twisted or sprained, broken hip, leg, ankles, cankles, crutches, or a cast. And again, my son got jumped and he had to wear a cast on his wrist. He had to get like a little plate put in his wrist and stuff like that. It's something going on with somebody trying to set up some children for life insurance. Somebody owed a gang or the cartel or something, and they're willing to sacrifice one of their kids to pay them off. But it ain't going to work if you try to sacrifice one of my kids, because you will surely die. Maybe somebody had to let their child live with their father for a minute. And see, this it says Alexandria. And when my friend Alexandria lived with me, she had to let one of her sons go live with his dad. Something is not going right at the child's dad's house. Something is not going right at the child's dad's house. And it says Alexandria, but my baby daddy name is Alexander. And I met Al when I was visiting my friend Alexandria when we were like 15 years old. So something about that is going on. And mail fraud. Seek life insurance policy. Get up out the zoo. See, somebody put a life insurance policy on some kids. And they trying to set these kids up. But it's not going to work. Get up out the zoo. Somebody put a life insurance policy on some kids. Somebody is using some kid's identity to commit fraud. Somebody is using my son's name to commit fraud. Amir Joyner. Somebody is using my son's name to commit fraud. If they trying to make him seem like he's older than what he is, maybe they trying to make it seem like he's 20 or 23 or something. He's only 17. And he won't even be 18 until October. See, injured, sick, hurt, damaged, or ill. Somebody is sick or something. Or they're trying to make this child sick. They're putting something in the food. They're trying to control what they eat. I'm seeing like Mother Dearest and like The Glass House and stuff like that. In the movie The Glass House, the children they had rich parents, and somebody killed their parents because they wanted to steal like their generational wealth, their life insurance policy. Somebody out here is trying to bully a kid, steal from them, set them up, and threaten them and all type of shit. And yeah, no. This says baby and infant. This says Jasmine. Somebody's name is Jasmine. Slim thick. This says park, woods, trails, mountains, or a river. It's making me think of this time I had took my kids to the park in Southfield. We don't ever really go to parks in the city unless we like going downtown and we about to go to Belle Isle or something like that. I usually take my kids to the park like out in Southfield or Oak Park or something like that. And one time I took my kids to the park, and the parks in Southfield and Oak Park and stuff, they're usually very woodsy. Like, they have a lot of trees. They have paths and tunnels paths that you can walk through and things like that. And y'all need to go get your toothbrush and brush your teeth. I used to tell my kids like I don't want them walking deep into those woods inside the parks. And sometimes I would walk the trails with them if they wanted to go back there, and we would see like areas where it looked like they hold seances or bonfires, which you're not supposed to hold bonfires at public parks like that. Not in the little parks where the kids play. Maybe if you out at like Metro Beach and stuff, I seen an area where it looked like they had bonfires. But in the local parks, you're not supposed to have bonfires. And it was an area where it looked like somebody was having a bonfire, and I was walking around the park, and I was like, somebody buried in this park. I was telling my kids, I'm like, it's a body in this park. I can sense it. Like somebody, we was at the park off of like 9 Mile and Evergreen between Lasher and stuff. That park used to be a park that my mama used to take us to when we were kids, and I started taking my kids to that park when I got older. They remodeled it and everything. And one day I took my kids to the park, and I was saying, I'm like, it's a body buried in this park. It's all woodsy and shit. I'm like, it's a body in this park. Something about that is going on. Somebody has did something to a child at a park or something. There's an organization that does bonfires at the park, but there are seances. They summon spirits at the park. And then, I was telling my kids too, like, some of the parks, the trails, they lead to like people's backyards. And one day I told my kids, I'm like, don't be following them trails to people's backyards. These are Jews' houses. I'm like, don't ever stick your neck in a Jew backyard for you come back without a neck. Without your head. I'm like, no offense to the Jews, but I was thinking Hitler. So I was telling my kids, like, be careful following these trails in the park or something like that. And this even says trailer. I didn't even pay attention to this. And scammer, but trailer. I'm hearing trail. I'm seeing a vision right now, actually. And this is a white girl that I'm seeing, though. This is a white girl running through the park, like trying to get home or something. But they're buried in a park. This is a white female. She's buried in a park. Like, if somebody been looking for a young white female and she's been missing or something, she is buried in the park. And it's crazy because the park was being remodeled, but they were still letting the kids play at the park. However, it was caution tape, and that was weird to me. Like, the whole park should have been blocked off if that was the case. So I'm channeling somebody's energy right now, or they could even be 23 years old. This is a white female, though, and she's buried inside of the park, a very woodsy park. Running, twisted her ankle, fell, got caught. Something was with somebody's nails too. And I was saying, like, I wanted to file down my nails before I had started this video and stuff like that. Even though they're already short, I wanted to even them. Somebody's nails, like, when this person is found, you're going to find the person who did something to them. Their DNA is going to be in these person's fingernails. And their nails are going to be super dirty too, though, because they're being dragged through the woods of this park, like trying to grab on to something. Kids, these are kids that are being set up and trafficked, but it got something to do with the park. Like, they're luring kids into this park. And it's a park in Southfield, like right by where Southfield Lathrop used to be. I think that school is called something else now, like a preparatory. Go on somewhere. Stop. Hold on. Where my staff? Go sit down. park off of 12 Mile and Evergreen, between like Evergreen and Southfield. Me and my kids call it it's the park with the barn, because I don't think it's called Inglenook. I don't know. Anyway, it's the park with the red barn. And you never go into that barn. It's just, I don't know if it's there for decoration or if they use it for something. But that park is woodsy as well. It has like a path and you can go into the woods a little bit. Something is going on with luring kids to the park and then kidnapping them. But these are not little kids. They're like teenagers. I'm also seeing like setting kids up at the park to get jumped. These are like initiations. This is kids harming kids though, but the kids are taking orders from older people. I want y'all to take a bath or a shower, okay? I really want you to take a bath. It's something about this. It's somebody's sick in the head, like they're a real psychopath, a lunatic. And they lure kids in. They like to torture kids. You know, like, have you ever watched a series about like Criminal Minds or something, and you see them talking about a serial killer? And they like to torture kids or something. It's somebody likes to put people in a state of like a paralyzed state. I just watched this movie on Netflix a few months ago, and this lady, she was at like a park, Woods Mountains Trail. She was there, and she ended up bumping into this man, and he ended up giving her something that made her paralyzed. Like, but not right away, slowly but surely. I don't know, what was I watching? I don't remember, but I'm picking up something like that. And this happened to me before, not at the park, at this house, at the house on Bennett. Like, I was laying down, I was perfectly fine, but then it's like I couldn't move all of a sudden, like I was paralyzed. I was telling myself to get up and get out the bed, but I couldn't get up and get out the bed. But it's like I can blink, I can have my thoughts, I have my right sense of mind. I can blink, but I couldn't talk. I was trying to scream for my kids. I was trying to scream for my baby. But I couldn't. Mally was in the bed next to me, and I couldn't even reach my arm over to grab Mally, so I just started crying. The tears had just was coming down my eyes or whatever. And then I happened to be able to turn my head and look over, and it's like I saw something coming out of my son's room. I saw like a shadow coming out of my son's room. And then I started having a vision like somebody was trying to put the pillow over my baby head, Mari. Like somebody was trying to smother Mari with a pillow. And he was calling me, but I was hearing him call me, like in the spirit, like, Mommy, I can't breathe. But I couldn't breathe. It's like whatever somebody was trying to do to my son in the spiritual realm, it was happening to me. So it's like I turned my head over and looked in his room, and I seen like a figure of a man, a black shadow of a man walking out of my baby's room. And I was trying to get to him, but I couldn't get the words out, so I just was saying, but I couldn't breathe. It's like I was having a vision that somebody was trying to smother my son, but I was the one who couldn't breathe. It's like if it was happening to him, it was happening to me so that I can know what somebody was trying to do to him. Somebody they're smart. Like they probably worked in the medical field or something, or doctor. Somebody is a doctor, but they're a lunatic. Like they lure people to them and they do fucked up shit to them. So they put them in like a paralyzed state. Just kind of like on Get Out. And I seen another series like this one time. It was a man who he was able to get a hold of like injections, And he had collected like a group of girls and he dressed them up like doll babies. And he sat them around the table. But he would shoot them up to the point that they were paralyzed. And the only thing that they can do was cry. And he would like lick their fucking tears and shit. Somebody is they know how to get a hold of something to make somebody paralyzed, or they either they hypnotize you or something, which is bringing me back. Oh, my ear itching. To when my baby said the other day he couldn't sleep because in his dream it was a man trying to hypnotize him. Somebody is doing something to somebody's child. And I started this video off and I said somebody got somebody's child on an altar and it's about to catch on fire. Somebody is doing something to somebody's child in the spiritual realm, in the dream state. I'm also seeing the movie Freaks. I just shared that on my timeline the other day. I love that movie, by the way. But it was a girl. She had like superpowers. So she knew how to astral project. And she would astral project into her neighbor's room. Somebody fuck around in that shit. That witchcraft, fuckery, hypnotizing, voodoo, bullshit, shrining, or some bullshit like that. Somebody does that. But they're fucking with somebody's child in like the dream state. And somebody is doing something to the point they're luring kids though. Like hypnotizing them or something in the sleep. So maybe somebody got a kid that sleepwalk, or they have nightmares real bad. It's because somebody is doing something to them in the dream state. And my son Mari, he keeps telling me like, Mommy, I can't go to sleep at night by myself. He's not scared of the dark. No, that's not it. He has nightmares of things, and like he's telling me people be trying to hypnotize me in my sleep. So it's somebody doing something to somebody's child in their sleep. They're trying to keep them stuck. They're trying to suffocate them too. I'm seeing putting them in jars and sealing it up real tight. Somebody is trying, I'm here to tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Somebody is trying to suffocate, take the life out of somebody's child. But with me, like if you try to do this to my children, I'm so connected to them, I'm going to feel it, is what I'm trying to say. And somebody is trying to hypnotize somebody else into doing something. Like, somebody is trying to hijack somebody's body and possess them so that they can do their dirty work. Somebody is possessed by a demon, is what I'm getting. Like they can't control themselves because they're hijacked by a demon. Like somebody is a stranger. Like, that's so funny because I used to ask my baby daddy, like, bitch, is you a clone? Because when he had just up and disappeared for them 3 months and then he came back all different and weird, he looked the same, but I'm like, that is not my baby daddy. That is a clone. I'm like, that is a clone. Something is not right with him. Somebody got hijacked. They got hypnotized or something. Like it's their body, but it's not them. They're being possessed by a demon. So they're doing demonic things, like trying to kill. See, they worship Satan. They're trying to, and they chant over bonfires, but they're trying to even kill their own child because they're hijacked by a demon. I'm hearing Jim Jones, the Jim Jones spirit. Jim Jones spirit. Damn, I need my fucking laptop. There's a serial killer that has hijacked a kid or a teen. I ain't never channeled nothing like this before. It's different for me. Get out of here! I'm trying to concentrate. What the fuck?
Puppies.
Get out. Get the fuck out. Because I'm trying to think, and y'all doing too much right now. I don't like that. Go on.
Mom, one time
like I couldn't like walk either because like my leg, like every time I touched the ground, my leg used to hurt.
Yes, your leg. And this card says leg. Somebody deep into some voodoo fuckery. They deep into it. They make voodoo dolls. I'm seeing somebody stitching together voodoo dolls. Like they sew them together with their hands and or some they thread. It's something with needle and thread and voodoo dolls and they use hair and yarn or something. What the fuck? Somebody's name is Jasmine. This is a witch. And they use hair. I was just talking about hair the other day when I said I burn my hair on the stove. I don't leave my hair in the bathroom. I got two names out of here, Jasmine and Alexandria. They worship Satan, fire, scammer, mail fraud, HIV, life insurance policy. Somebody mad that they caught HIV and they're trying to take it out on some children. But like this shit don't got nothing to do with the children. Like let's just say somebody dating somebody and they caught HIV from them. So they're like, okay, bitch, you want to give me HIV and I'm going to kill your kids. I'm going to find a way to hurt you. So they're taking it out on the kids. And they're doing voodoo. They putting out life insurance policies on the kids. But the thing about this is the kid has a different parent. The kid has their other parent that's 10 times stronger than whoever this witch bitch is.
What?
Somebody's house looks like a regular household. You would think that they were a normal family, that they were, work together, teamwork make the dream work, mom, dad, or husband, wife, children, or something like that. But these children are actually in danger. They're threatened. You better not tell nobody. You better not. These are children are. It says get up out the zoo. So this house needs to be raided fast. And once you raid this house, you're going to know that these kids are really in danger. They might dress nice. They might have like nice clothes and shoes and things like that. But they're afraid to speak up. They're in danger. And somebody is a doctor, though, that's a lunatic. And this person or somebody works in the medical field. They don't actually have to be a doctor. They could be a nurse. They could be something as simple as a CNA or a medical assistant or anything. Somebody works in the medical field, though, of some sort. And they bring home medicine or something to hypnotize, to put somebody in a paralyzed state so that they can hypnotize them and take advantage of them. This is mind fuckery. Or maybe somebody's like a psychologist or something. They're sick in the head them fucking selves. But they're using these children as a cover-up. Then these kids really want to get away. They really afraid. They really in danger for real. But from the outside looking in, you wouldn't know. I'm hearing they even take their phones. Like, this is some weird ass motherfucking shit. And it's making me nauseous as hell. See, unhappily married. These people from the outside looking in, you would think that they're a happily married couple. They take care of the kids. But no. They worship Satan. I'm about to throw up. They worship Satan. And these kids are victims. These kids are victims. They need to be rescued. But it's like they need to be rescued from spell work. It's not that they need to be rescued from being beat on or nothing like that. No. They need to be rescued from spell work. They need to be rescued from people hypnotizing them and fucking with them in the head, if that makes sense. Just like in the movie Get Out, he needed help. But it's like if you was to look at him, he doesn't have any bodily harm. He's in his right mind as long as he's not. These motherfucking dogs. I'm trying to channel this shit right now and they get on my fucking nerve. Hold on. Go lay down. Go. Get the fuck over here. And go lay the fuck down. Get up. Get out. Go. Go on ahead. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. Because now y'all fucking with me. No, because I'm serious right now. I'm really trying to channel this. I can't have that shit. Go lay down. The kids need on Get Out when he was hypnotized and stuff. You wouldn't know that anything was wrong with him by just looking at him physically. Is what I'm saying. So just by looking at these kids physically, them going to school and stuff, you wouldn't know that they're in danger. But they're afraid to speak up, and they don't even know why they're in danger. They don't know why they're feeling this way. They don't know. They don't want to be hypnotized. You know, on Get Out, when she started hypnotizing him, he would just get stuck and fall into a sunken place. This is what's happening to these kids. Somebody is hypnotizing somebody's kids, teenagers and everything. But it's like they don't know that they're being hypnotized. You know how she was just spinning her teacup and shit like that? So little kids are like a kid, they're not gonna think nothing of that, but this is what's happening to them. And then that's why they get stuck in the sunken place and they don't know no better. Like, these people are really taking advantage of the innocent. I'm here, they already killed their mamas and shit, or took them away from their mama. See, these are people, they steal kids. And it's a setup. It's like, oh, my sister, I'm gonna call CPS on my sister so that she lose custody of her kids. And then her kids are going to have to come and live with me. But then when they come and live with me, I'm going to start doing spells on them. See, I already channeled the movie Glass House, as well as like Mother Dearest. It's a woman out here that works in the medical field, but she fucks with people by doing spells and shit. She's a lunatic. See, injured, sick, hurt, damaged, ill. Is that Mother Dearest or Glass House? It's one of them movies where the boy was not fucking sick. Glass House. They wanted to steal the kids' insurance money. See, the big dogs, no. Go on, Lavina.
Mom, I need your help. It's something in my eye, and I don't want like.
Hold on, okay. I don't see nothing in your eye, dude. Okay. Glass House, the kids was about to be rich. They was rich already. Their parents, friends or somebody, or the mob or somebody. I haven't watched Glass House in years. But they came and they cut the brake line of the parents' car. And it caused them to have an accident. And when the parents died, the kids were going to be fucking rich as fuck. Filthy fucking rich. But they were minors. So they had to be left custody to, I believe it was their godparents or something. It's somebody who was close to their parents was supposed to take care of the kids. and make sure that they get this money. But instead, they wanted to kill the kids basically so that they can take the money themselves. And nothing was wrong with the boy, but the mama was putting stuff in his soup and in his tea and in his food and stuff, and it was making him sick. It was making him paralyzed, like he couldn't fucking move. That's what I'm saying. This bitch put shit in the people's food, the kids' food and shit, to make them think that they're sick. They are not sick. Because if they go spend the night at somebody else's house, they're perfectly fine. It's not until they come home and it's like, oh, my stomach hurt. Oh, this and it's because this person, though, they are putting something in the food to make the people feel like they're sick, and then so that they can have mind control over them. This is somebody, one of those people who feel like they gotta take care of you. Like if they not taking care of you, they ain't doing something or something like that. This is somebody who don't know how to be alone, so they gotta feel needed. And if you're not needy, they're gonna make you needy. Like, oh, I'm going to make them sick. So then they'll want to live with me because I'm a nurse. So I'm going to make them sick. That's the type of mentality this person has. See, doctor and HIV as well. Oh, he think he going to leave me? I'm going to make sure I put some HIV tainted blood up in his food. So then when he get it, we both got it now. I'm going to be the nurse and I know how to treat it. So he's going to have to stay with me. Somebody is like that. They put shit in the tea, the food, and shit like that. And then they cause people to feel sick. And then they want to pretend like, oh, well, I'm taking care of you. I'm also seeing fraud. And I'm seeing, like, how you can work for these little agencies that pay you for taking care of your own relatives if they're sick or something like that. Somebody does that as well. Like they get paid for taking care of their relative that's sick, but this person is not sick. You're making them sick so that you can receive checks to take care of them. Also, like making kids act like they're autistic, or when we go to the doctor and the doctor starts talking to you, sit there and don't say nothing. Act dumb. Act dumb. Somebody is making kids act like they dumb so that they can get checks as well for like autism and so they can get like Social Security and SSI and something. And that is some sick ass shit. It's some kids that's about to be set free because this house is about to get raided. And these kids are going to be free. This house needs to be raided immediately. Like the only sanity these kids have is to be around other kids. Like to go to school, they love to go to school because they not at home with this sick psycho bitch. And I'm hearing, what is love? They also think that this is love. Like they so brainwashed, they think that this is how they're supposed to be treated. This says, I win. Learning disability, slow learner. Short bus. See, I just said they try to make these kids act like they stupid or like they dumb or something so that they can receive checks. These kids are smart as fuck. They just scared. Like, it's almost like, well, if we don't live here with her, where are we going to live? Don't nobody else love us. Ain't nobody else going to take care of us. So we might as well stay here. Type of ordeal. Oh, no. Oh, fuck no. This person, though, she makes sure that the kids dress all nice and stuff. She make it look like she's the better option for them to live with. But no, they would be safer in the care of their actual parents. This is one of those people who lie. to get things to go in their favor, aka a form of manipulation, also known as spell work. Like they'll go around lying to the doctors, to the judges, and to the schools. Oh yeah, my sister, she don't want to take care of these kids for real. I just feel so bad for my nieces and nephews. Blase split. Whole time, bitch, you the problem. You the reason your sister going through all this shit anyway. Like people will really do shit to you and then put you in these type of situations so that they can take your kids. Just like I said, when my cousins had to come and live with us for a brief moment or whatever because somebody called CPS on my uncle while he was at work. Well, they mama called CPS. Their mother, the crack-headed ass whore that had them and did not want to take care of them, is the one who called CPS on my uncle and got her kids taken away, and she still didn't have custody of them. They ended up living at our house. Like, bitch, what's wrong with you? That's what I'm saying. It'll be your own mama sometimes, your own sisters, brothers and shit calling CPS and putting out these fake reports with the police, and it's them who's the fucking problem. But they'll fuck around and get your kids taken away. And I ain't trying to talk about the business, but it's the fucking truth. It's the business. My uncle took care of my cousins. His baby mama was a crack hoe that did not take care of the kids. Meanwhile, she called CPS on my uncle and they had the audacity to try to get some custody and want some fucking child support. But that's what some of these raggedy assholes will do to some kids. And then they talk about people like us, like, oh, she couldn't do nothing if it wasn't for them taxes. Bitch, these kids live with me. I take care of my kids even when I'm struggling. So taxes is my money. But there's some hoes out here that keep popping out fucking babies and shit so they can get taxes. So they can get food stamps. So that they can have Section 8. And that's the type of bitch this is. She'd rather take custody over everybody else's kids so she can have Section 8 and all that type of shit. But the whole time she the problem. So she's sitting behind the scenes calling CPS on her sister. And these one of those people who are, oh, well, shit, I know you ain't got no job right now. I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. I can get you some pills. I can help you bust a script or whatever. You can sell these pills or whatever. That'll help you get up off your feet, blase split. And she come and she bring you the script, and you go, or she call it in and you go pick up the pills. And then she be the one to report you to the police for selling pills. That's what's happening here. A setup bitch. But she involves the kids. Like, I told you my sister was shit. I told you she ain't need them kids. But she the one who was doing all this shit behind the scenes. Somebody out here eating up real good off of somebody else's kids. Off of kids' life insurance policies and shit like that. Like this money was left to the child. So you adopted the child so you can steal the money from them, and then you're not even taking care of the child. That's what's happening here. See? False marriage. Unhappily married came out, and this says occult and coven. This bitch knew that somebody was about to die or something. Maybe somebody's dad died. And she was related to this person. She like, oh, well, he left his son $1 million. I know the baby mama. I'm about to have the baby mama set up. I'm about to call CPS on them, all this type of stuff. I'm about to use the kid's identity, put myself in a false marriage and all that so I can steal this life insurance policy that was left to this young child. And you not even helping taking care of this child. You spending it on the other kids that you stole and blew their life insurance money away already as well. Then you splitting up the money with your occult and coven because you had to have somebody help you get away with this. The police, the lawyer, CPS, DHS. That's why this shit is organized crime. But see, y'all under investigation. And not only are you about to be exposed for the fraud in the life insurance policy, as well as being a scammer, you about to be exposed for worshiping Satan and putting spells on these kids as well. I'm hearing what happens in this house stays in this house. Like almost threatening them not to tell, not to speak on what really takes place. No, oh fuck no. This bitch going down. This bitch is going down. That's why the doctor is involved and everything too. They business partners. Oh yeah, I need you to write this letter deeming my sister crazy. And I'm going to give you half of the money too. So the doctor stupid ass put his license on the line. Everybody going to fuck down. These kids not slow. The sister not crazy. Like y'all did all this just to steal. And now you being exposed. Somebody is about to do fair time for fucking with Social Security money. Like Social Security disability, Social Security death benefits and stuff like that. Somebody is about to get ready to go down for that on top of this life insurance money that they stole as well. Somebody is also living they got Section 8 fraud, all this type of shit. Like this person is under an investigation that I don't think they understand. But I'm here, the children are protected. Granted, these kids need to get away. It's like God sees everything. He's protecting these children. And they make these children do spells. Like, they teach these kids spells or something of that nature. But it's like the kids don't know no better. This is how they're being brought up to perform spells on other kids and shit. And do simple stuff like, okay, look, I'm going to send you over to your auntie house this weekend, right? When you go to auntie house, I need you to take this and slip it up under her bed. Put it up under her mattress when she not looking. It's somebody telling them to do that, but they putting spell work on their sister. Yeah, put this under auntie bed when you get over there. Put it in the linen closet, in the back of the closet. Somebody gave their niece or something a bag, like a little bag like this, but it has stuff in it, bones and shit, and dust and feathers and shit, rocks. And they told them to put it in somebody's closet or throw it up or put it in a mattress or something up under the mattress in the box spring between it. But it was something in this bag or something that's voodoo or witchcraft or something. And it's like they sent the little kid to plant it in the person's house. Again, so this woman can lose her house and everything. But the whole time it's her sister's plan so that she can get custody of her kids. So that she can steal money. Somebody daddy passed away and left their child money. And the auntie wanted to steal it. So let's just say my baby daddy passed away. And he left my son some money. Well, his sister decided to take it upon herself to steal it. So she gathered up her little posse of people who work at the schools and nurses and doctors and shit to come up with all this bullshit. Because they all are part of the family. They came up with all this bullshit so that they could steal this money, but now they under investigation by the feds. They thought that they were going to be able to control a situation because they're in a cult. This is organized crime. But they can't, because it's somebody like me who's not going to shut the fuck up, who's not going to let you get away with stealing their shit, and who want to know, like, somebody's like, well, what happened to my baby daddy? You know, they lied. They lied to steal this money. So bad that they even involved the doctors, the school, the pastor. Everybody was in on this. And it just show you how fucked up some pastors will be, that they'll take some money to do this bullshit. There was a lawyer who was supposed to read a will off and give a message to somebody. For one, they stole the mail. They switched up these people's address so they couldn't get the mail. For instance, myself. Let's just say my baby daddy died. And he left my son some money. He trusted his people, who is a lawyer and shit, to give me some mail so that I would get this information about this life insurance policy. But the whole time the lawyer was a scammer who was going along with committing fraud with my baby daddy's sister. Or the judge. This person's family work in the judicial system as well as they're big in the medical field. Somebody's last name is Johnson. Because I'm hearing Johnson right now. I'm actually hearing Linda Johnson. Somebody's name is Linda Johnson. And I actually used to work with somebody named Linda Johnson when I worked for Advisor Care. Again, somebody works in the medical field. They can get a hold of information and shit like that. And they stole this life insurance policy. This group of nurses and CNAs and medical assistants and shit like that, med passers and all of that, they stole a life insurance policy that their brother left to his child. Because this is like a long lost child or something of that nature. They thought that they would get away with this, but you're not getting away with this. You've been under investigation. They thought that they would get away with it as well because they know people who are police and Fed officers, but you still under investigation. Because everybody is not a crooked cop. Everybody is not somebody that you can just pay off. So then they took it upon themselves to make their story look true after they realized like, we might be being investigated by the feds. They started planning magic so that they can hypnotize the judge, the students, the kids, and everybody. These are witches. And people don't be believing in witches. You could be sitting right next to a witch. I went to parent-teacher conference one time at my kid's school, and I looked their teacher dead in the face, and that bitch was a witch. You have to learn how to read energy. Again, they use the teachers at the school and stuff too. Call CPS, tell them the kids be coming to school starving and make up anything and blase spleep. Whole time, y'all just wanted to get away with the fraud of stealing this life insurance policy. But that's just, again, bringing it back to my kids. And how all of a sudden, my kids never was having problems in school. Until like the last 3 or 4 years. People fucking with my kids. We know y'all daddy. We know y'all daddy. What the fuck do my baby daddy got to do with my fucking kids and being enrolled in school, being that he never enrolled them in school? He don't do the pickup or the drop off or none of that. He don't come to parent teacher conference, none of that. It's all me. So why is you sitting around telling my kids, well, don't forget we know y'all daddy? And that's what I'm saying. Somebody got themselves fucked up because they was only listening to one parent. And there's multiple parents. Like, you probably was able to get one parent to be a part of this occult coven and this thieving bullshit with stealing this life insurance policy, but the other parent ain't fucking around with this shit, which is why y'all under investigation right now by the feds. And it's raining outside, and this card says rain, just double confirmation that I'm in the energy. And this says Hutch did the chain and shot up. I'm telling you, these are organized crimes. These people was all related. And I kept telling you all the bullshit that I was going through. Whoever was behind doing all the bullshit that I was going through, they the same people that was behind killing Hutch, the jeweler. Which is why Hutch is always in my energy. That's how I started channeling his energy in the first place. Because the same people who killed him is the same people who was targeting me. I say that all the time. They're hitmen. They're the police. It's a paid hit for life insurance. Organized by an occult or a coven. Somebody owed a jeweler. Somebody probably owed Hutch some money. Like, that's what I'm saying. These people be all up in the cartels and shit and taking out loans, owning the loan sharks and shit like that. And when you can't pay off, when you can't pay up, you want to kill somebody so that you can pay with life insurance money. But how dare you get your stupid ass into a gang or an occult or something, and then you can't pay off the cartel, so you decide that you're going to steal from me and my kids. Or you done got yourself into some shit, you need to pay off the lawyer, so you're sitting around like, oh, well, my baby mama about to get a life insurance policy. I just steal that and pay the coven off. Yeah, they owe her this. I'ma just steal it from her and I'ma pay them off. She'll never know. Somebody got themselves into some shit like this. Not a whole occult and coven is under investigation by the feds. But it's God's plan anyway. It's due timing. It's like this coven needs to go down because they're behind a lot of murders for life insurance. And I'm hearing it's an inside job. It's an inside job. Again, meaning this be your family and friends who set you up. My friend name is out here.
Mommy, can I use the Nintendo?
Mm-hmm.
Watch out.
My friend name is out here. This is just, it goes to show you how they'll get your family and friends to participate in this shit when it's big money on the floor. Now everybody is under investigation. And it's going to go back. This is dated back to before me, though. They kill people for money. Which is why I started off channeling a girl in the woods running for her fucking life. But she's buried in the park. She was killed for life insurance. And I'm also hearing like somebody needed a body. Like they put a life insurance policy out on somebody and said that they was dead. And they collected this life insurance policy, but this person is really alive. So they killed somebody else instead so that they can have a body to prove that this person had died. But really this person is alive. So that's about to be exposed. See, this is life insurance fraud. People faking deaths, staging deaths, and committing real homicides and murders and collecting money on people. I'm here, we need a body. We need a body. I'm also hearing, if it ain't no weight, then I ain't lost nothing. I ain't doing no waiting, bitch, I'm boss bummy. Like, I need my shit now. Somebody owed somebody big money. So they put a life insurance policy out on somebody who they knew. You know, because you got to know somebody. You got to know their information and shit. They put a life insurance policy out on somebody else, and then they pretended that they died. So let's just say somebody said that I died. But as you can see, I'm clearly alive. They went and killed somebody else and had a whole funeral with this person. But they was pretending that the person was me. This is a whole Jane Doe. It's out here. Fraud, life insurance policy, scammer. I'm hearing again, City Morgue off of Cat in the Hat. Somebody knows somebody who worked at the City Morgue. They probably really did go get a Jane Doe so that they could collect this life insurance policy. But it's under investigation. Which is making me think of like how they shadow banned my page for a minute, where they put me in Facebook jail. I couldn't get on Facebook. They wouldn't let me use a lot of my shit. And I'm the only Aaliyah Kiera Williams in the whole wide world where my name is spelled the way that it's spelled. And I frequently look myself up. And one time I happened to look myself up, and it's a whole Aaliyah Kiera Williams whose name is spelled the exact same way as mine. She's 88 years old. A whole nother person with my same exact name, but they're 88 years old. I've always looked myself up. Somebody said that somebody was dead and they took out a life insurance policy on them, and whole time this person is alive. But there was a Jane Doe in the casket. And they did all of this so that they could steal somebody's life insurance policy that really did die. So it's just making sense to me right now too. Let's just say my daddy died and left me money, and did. And I was the next of heir, next of kin, the one who should have received it. But if I was to die, then that would mean my other sisters and brothers would receive it because I was dead. So they faked a death. They stole a Jane Doe, faked my death, collected the life insurance policy off the money that my daddy left me, as well as the life insurance policy off of the policy that they put on me. Somebody did something like that, and now they under investigation. But they was living a vida loca, splitting up the money and everything. But the feds is involved. But they do this for a living. It's a family business. That's why I'm channeling other people's energy as well, because they did this to other people before me. And somebody killed a white girl, a white woman with blonde hair. And buried her in the park, in the woods. Like, you ain't gonna never just think that somebody buried up under where some kids playing at the park. Somebody is also tied in with some Jews. And I don't have nothing against Jews. I'm just channeling. Somebody is tied in with Jews, as well as Chaldeans. Somebody got themselves into a gang with a different race. I don't know why I need to make that known, but my ancestors is telling me to make that known. Like somebody owes some Chaldeans. I'm seeing like a chop shop. It's probably some Chaldeans that own a chop shop, which I wouldn't be surprised because they own half the motherfucking gas stations too. It's something that they do with smuggling bodies as well as drugs, but using cars to do so. I'm seeing Bad Boys too, and I just said City Morgue, and you know they had pills stuffed inside the dead bodies at the morgue. Somebody deep into the cartel like that. But meanwhile, it's involving life insurance. I'm hearing Pills and Automobiles by Chris Brown. So it got something to do with stuffing cars and stuffing dead bodies and transporting them, which is why the city morgue is involved, as well as this occult. And it's a church. Like the church worked with the morgue. And you know, pastors, they are good for reading off the life insurance policies at the end. They also are good for putting people in false marriages. That's why I'm saying this organized crime between a life insurance agent, a church. I'm also hearing a hotel. Somebody works at a hotel, or they used to, or they own a hotel or a motel. They scam people at this hotel. They do sex trafficking, and they commit murders. It's the motel or something that has an underground tunnel or something. I know this is a lot. It's a lot for me. I'm seeing a lot. I'm channeling a lot. And for some reason, it got something to do with kids. Which is like I said, my kids should be coming here around 1 or 2 o'clock. Because God was telling me like I need to see my kids. It's something going on with kids being used to commit crimes. And it's something with a school and underground tunnels and a church, as well as a morgue. And these kids are afraid to speak up. They're afraid of this gang or this cartel. The kids are afraid of the cartel. But you see, my kids ain't got no business being afraid of no cartel or nothing like that, because I don't have no business being involved with a cartel. I'm not even in a cartel. And I'm not afraid of an occult, a coven, a cartel, or nothing. You know why? Because I don't owe nobody nothing. If anything, somebody owes me. But there's some kids that's afraid of what is to come. They be bullied by this occult, but these kids are about to be set free because this house is about to get raided. And when this one house get raided, it's going to lead deeper into the investigation of all this other shit. I want some dressing. That's random, but I want some dressing. I've been craving some dressing and some homemade mashed potatoes. Somebody's kid is starving. They probably be beating on these kids too. Like, I could see too, if somebody was trying to bully my son or something, I could see them. That's probably, again, like how my son, I said his wrist got broke up and shit, because my son, he talked back. Somebody be trying to pistol whip kids or bully the kids with pistols and shit like that. Baby. My kids know damn well they better not be scared of no motherfucking cartel, and I'm they mama. I'm hearing, bitch, I'm him. I'm hearing, I'm that nigga. And I'm a whole female. But I wish my kids would be afraid of a motherfucking cartel for some shit that somebody else did and they didn't even do. They tried to drag them into the middle. Oh, hell. Fuck no. Wrong kids, bitch. Wrong motherfucking kids. See, Air Force, Army, and Navy. But this is a cartel that's using these kids. Post office, postal worker. And then the mail already came out. See, they stole somebody's mail. They stole this information about this life insurance policy. Then they tried to drag the kids in. And they put a life insurance policy on these kids too. Somebody trying to make somebody kid be a part of the cartel. This says boys in the hood, drive-by shooting. Like somebody wants somebody's son to be a part of a cartel or something. They want them to be a killer or a hitman. I'm seeing the movie Sing, the kid movie. And you know, the gorilla, he wanted to be a singer. But his family basically was the mob. And they wanted him to be a criminal instead of a singer. It's something like that. Like somebody daddy want them to be a mob. Being a mob or being a cartel, but this bitch is in it and he scared him motherfucking self. So now you think you about to drag the kids into it too. But the kid's mama is 10 times stronger than this coven, this cartel. Like, you bullying my kids, I don't think you know who you fucking with. Type of ordeal. This says weed. Probably trying to get the kids to sell weed and shit. Get the kids to sell their drugs for them. You know your daddy owe me some money. If you don't do this or you don't do that, I'ma kill your daddy right in front of you. It's something like that taking place. I'ma blow your daddy head off right in front of you. Cause I'm hearing, have you ever seen a real nigga rock star? And you know how he be saying, my daughter seen me kill somebody or something? See, they say kick rocks. And I just said, have you ever seen a real nigga rock star? Like, they threatening these kids. Like, if you don't do this, we gonna do this to your daddy. We gonna do this to your mama. Or some shit like that. And hell no. Bitch, oh, fuck you, bitch. Nobody better not be threatening my kids, is all I'm gonna say. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? My nose is so motherfucking sensitive. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? See, somebody's a biker. They think they're a rock star. Somebody's all tatted up and shit. This is a white cartel. This is a white motorcycle club. And they're bullying some kids that are black. I'm seeing the mushroom shop, like the psychedelic shop off of 8 Mile in Woodward. You know, they sell the mushrooms and the herbs and all that type of shit. And I had stopped in there one time just because I wanted to see what the building was about, because they usually have chickens outside and shit. And me and my kids had happened to stop in there. And first of all, the white man was sitting at the table swinging his motherfucking spoon in the tea, just like that bitch off of Get Out. And he looked at me and I looked at him and he was like, "Would you like a tarot reading?" And I said, "No, I don't need a tarot reading. I know how to read tarot myself." But my whole vibe was just thrown off when I was in there. And then there was this white lady who was in there, and I had asked her, was she drinking blood? Because the drink that she was drinking looked like blood. So I'm like, "Ugh, is that blood or whatever?" Because they got a little area in the back where they cook and sell food. They got like shrooms and shit like that. And the lady was just sitting there looking like she was mad at me for no reason, as if she knew me or something. It's almost like she was a dog growling. How she was sitting there looking at me, and then the other white man had tapped her on the shoulder. He basically was like, "No, no." It's like she was a dog, for real. And she was just sitting there looking at me, and I was looking at her. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this shop? And if you know me, like, I'm very spiritual. So I'm not scared of demons when I'm looking at them in the fucking face. And I was looking at a demon. But when he had them little bay leaves and shit too, and he was stirring up his motherfucking tea, talking about, do I want a tarot reading? No. But then he was fascinated with my children. And for women, I turned around and the little ones was outside. I'm like, where the fuck is the kids? Lo was there with me. I'm like, go get them or whatever, like watch them. But then he was fascinated with my older son, Mir, too. And it's like they had a little piano in there, and Mir started hitting the keys on the piano, and I swear them motherfuckers' necks turned like vampires up in that bitch. I swear to God. Then they had these little masks hanging around in there and shit. They do voodoo up in that bitch. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And they said somebody died in there too, from them doing like some type of bullshit on them. Somebody died up in that bitch. I know what the fuck I know, and that's just all I know. And it's something with eggs. Like people do something with eggs and sulfur. And I know anytime I'm around some negative ass spirits or energy, because I start smelling sulfur. Like boiled eggs and sulfur, if that makes sense. Which it didn't smell like that in there. It actually smelled like food they were cooking. But I'm just saying, I can read energy well. And no, they do shit like Get Out in there. They hypnotize and all that type of shit. And yes, they sell psychedelics and stuff like that, because people do use that. Some people feel the need to use that for some reason. I don't know. And I'm not judging. Like, I'm not judging nobody who takes shrooms or none of that shit. I just don't. But I'm saying they're doing something to these kids and shit, making them take shrooms and stuff. Some people is also trying to use kids for their gifts. Like how I can do this. Like my kids are gifted as well. Especially Mally. Mally is really good with... Mally is like me. And somebody is doing something to somebody's kids to siphon their gifts as well. I'm seeing like... using them as an experiment, like, what is those things called? VR head systems and things like that. It's like putting them in a virtual reality. They like to take these kids and strap them and put them in a state of out of body experiences so that they can astro project and travel and be like, oh, well, what do you see? What do you see? It's like these people are raping the kids, but mind fucking them. They want to use the kids because they don't have any gifts anymore. And on the movie Get Out, they wanted the man's eyes because he wanted his gifts. Like, damn, you a good photographer. I always wanted to be a photographer. How come I couldn't capture photos like that? You can still see, you can do this. Like, they wanted his gift. Oh, you have a nice build up, you have nice this, you have nice that. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And that's just like when my son got jumped and he first went to Sinai. See, he got jumped by an occult or a coven, and they put a life insurance policy out on him. And those motherfucking doctors at Sinai Grace was trying to kill my son at DMC. Sinai, right off of Schaefer and 6 Mile. They tried to kill my son. The doctor kept on shooting him up with anesthesia and shit, and they was like, oh, we pronounce him dead at such and such, and he was only in there for a broken wrist. And I kept saying, why y'all just don't give him no morphine and fix this shit? They like, oh, we pronounce him dead at such and such and such and such. Like, they were really trying to collect on this life insurance policy. My son kept waking the fuck up too. Like, I was watching him and he had passed the fuck out. Like, he had passed out. And he get right the fuck back up and start rapping in that bitch. I was even looking at him like, what the fuck? I know we don't die, we multiply up in this bitch. But they kept shooting my son up with the anesthesia and the doctors was laughing. And they like, how much did you say he weighed? They was feeling as if we need to give him more. Maybe we didn't give him enough due to his weight. They kept shooting my son up and my son was passing out. His heart had stopped. And I swear to God, all of my ancestors was in that bitch. My baby hot right the fuck back up and started rapping in that bitch. I had to record it. Like, I was looking for my phone. I'm like, I recorded the shit. Like, you gotta see this shit. I ended up sending it to him. He was hop up rapping. And it's not coming down from the anesthesia. As soon as they shooting him up, he get right the fuck back up. They give him some more. He passed the fuck out for like a minute or two. Get right the fuck back up. I swear to God. I can't make the shit up. But that was my ancestors in the room. Like, hell no. Y'all tried it, bitch. Y'all tried it. I'm telling you. And that's so crazy because I said it when I got in there. I'm like, who the fuck y'all think y'all is? Y'all think my son's name is Jesus, bitch? Y'all ain't about to crucify my son up in this motherfucker. I'm like, his name is not Jesus. The fuck? And then one of them like, his name is Amir. Do you know Amir means prince? Because they was shocked. I swear to God, them doctors was in that bitch shocked, wondering why the fuck they couldn't kill my baby. Confirmation. They was trying to kill my son. And that's why I went live as soon as my brother called me, talk about my son got jumped or whatever at school. And I don't know why Mir was by himself. Like, Lex didn't go to school on this particular day, so Mir went to school by himself. And my baby, they said my baby got jumped getting off that motherfucking bus. I went crazy. I went the fuck crazy. And they, bitch, I don't know who the fuck y'all thought y'all was playing me. And I got up in that hospital and was about to act a motherfucking fool. They told me, some catch me outside. How about that? I swear to God, I will turn this hospital. I will turn it to John Q and lock this bitch up. Everybody in this hospital can die. If my son died. They wanted to say I was acting ghetto. Talk about catch me outside. How about that? Because I had a plastic bag over my head. They called me and said my son got jumped. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about getting cute. The fuck? Matter of fact, the wig or whatever the fuck I had, if I had it on, was about to come the fuck off anyway. Set up. They really tried it. Then, when we left Sinai, they ended up sending us to Children's, where the procedure never even took place like that. That man wrapped my baby arm up or whatever, set up his surgery and all that. We didn't have to go through none of that. Sinai Grace was really trying to kill my motherfucking baby. And when my baby daddy got there, he was laughing at first, thinking it was funny. That's why I don't, see, that's what I'm saying. I be having to check on my kids sometimes, even if they with their daddy, because, bitch, I'll kill you too, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. You would kill me. So shit, I would kill anybody behind my kids. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was my mama. But my mother is already deceased anyway, and she wouldn't have never tried to kill my kids. But I'm just saying, even if it was my mama who tried to kill my kids, bitch, you gotta go. Anywho. Oh, that's probably why the doctor card was out too. Because the doctor was a part of the setup. And somebody's like, and targeting these kids, the doctors and the stuff, they be all a part of a setup because they're going to get a chunk out of this life insurance policy. And something got to do with parks. I see the comments, but I see it says they're scrambling. But I try not to read the comments sometimes because people be being petty and stuff, and I don't be having time for that, especially when I'm in the middle of channeling. Like, I don't like for my concentration to be broken while I'm in the midst of channeling. And some people are genuine, and you guys have genuine hearts, and I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. I'm ignoring the other idiots in the chat. So it's much love and appreciation to those who watch and don't think that I'm joking, because I'm really not. Like, again, real recognize real. So I'm not talking about you guys. I'm not ignoring you guys, but I'm just channeling. And when I'm channeling, I can't let the devil distract me, is what I'm trying to say. But I live in Detroit, Michigan, and I live in a very wicked city, which over the last 5 years, I've noticed a lot, and that's why I started making these videos. And I've noticed that my videos help people, whether they want to give me the credit or not, because I make these videos, and then I turn around and see the same thing that I foreshadowed happen to take place on the news. And I've even solved cold cases. And I know that because the articles popped up across my YouTube on the news. Cold cases that I helped solve right here in the city of Detroit, in the state of Michigan. Because I am very sensitive. I can go somewhere and pick up on energy, which is why I'm channeling somebody's dead body in a park. And I also channel another white girl. I said if somebody was looking for a 17-year-old girl in Highland Park, that her body is in the backyard. I swear to God on my mama, they found this person's body in the backyard. So I don't make these videos for entertainment purposes only. I'm not doing this shit just for fun. I really channel energy for real. And that's why I was just mad at the dogs like that. Like, stop fucking barking while I'm trying to channel because you distracted me a little bit. I'm telling you, it's some shit that been going on in Detroit, Michigan for way too long. And that's why I live here, because I can channel it. And whether the news be trying to give me my credit or not, which most of the time they don't, they be trying to be disrespectful, it's because I do their job better than them. Again, I solve cases, and I do this to help myself, because for one, if I don't do it and my ancestors is telling me to do it, it's just like turning a blind eye to some bullshit, and I'm not about that. And it be people out here that really need closure, and people like the police and the news won't do their job. And I'm speaking from experience, because when I was calling the police, because people was breaking into my house, people was stealing from me, bullying my kids and all types of shit, and they were doing this because they stole from me, the police did not help me. They didn't do me no justice. When I called the news, Fox 2 News to be exact, and I asked them for help, and I said I needed an investigation going on because it was too much bullshit happening with DHS, the school systems, and all that type of shit, they told me to go and contact legal aid. So I couldn't get the news to help me. I couldn't get the police to help me. I couldn't get nobody to help me. I was calling lawyers. As soon as I tell the lawyers my name, they wouldn't fucking help me. So that's why I make these videos. Because sometimes we be needing help, and we can't even rely on the justice system. We can't call the police, because they don't give a fuck about certain people. And a lot of times they be the one behind the crime. That's how I got into reading cards. Because I needed help and nobody would help me. So yeah. I was looking for somebody and nobody would help me. But you see, this always been happening in my life. The same thing was happening to my grandma. She had went through something. All she wanted was an investigation and a little bit of help. But nobody would help her. The lawyers turned their back on her and everything. So my grandma died without getting justice. My mama died without getting justice. Well, I'm the generational curse breaker. My daddy died without getting justice. So if my mama, my daddy, and my grandma died without getting justice, then you know it's a generational curse. So that's why I get up and I read these cards. And when my ancestors tell me to channel a message, I channel it immediately. And again, a victim of police neglecting you, police brutality, and them not giving a fuck. So again, that's why I say I don't do this shit for entertainment purposes only, because it's not to entertain you. It's to speak about the truth. So yeah. The things that people will do for money is about to be exposed. They've been getting away with it for too long. It's 1:30 and my kids ain't text me yet. So I'm about to get off of here and see what's going on. But somebody's house about to get raided. And they about to get investigated because they out here fucking with kids. And if you thought that you should fuck with my kids, that was the biggest mistake of your motherfucking life. And that's probably why I was channeling. I'm telling you. I started this video off saying that my navel was hurting the other night. And when my navel started hurting, I instantly started channeling my oldest daughter. Because when I was in labor with her, my navel was hurting so fucking bad. And it turns out when I gave birth to her, she had 3 knots in her umbilical cord. And that was just God's way of reminding me and telling me like, you need to see what's going on with your daughter, or whatever. Somebody is bullying some kids, trying to hold kids hostage or for ransom or something like that. And it's not going to work. Like somebody fucked with the wrong fucking kids. The wrong bloodline. Like you might know they daddy, but you don't know they mama. And that's me. Somebody about to go to the feds. Behind stolen money. Behind bullying. Like the worst thing that you ever could have got involved with was fucking with my kids. And whoever was fucking with my kids, and that's why I can take this personal and somebody else is going through this with their kids, you will die behind my children. You better ask the last person. Somebody who thought that they can hold somebody's child for ransom. Somebody's an idiot. Is all I'm going to say. Somebody again name is Johnson. And I was hearing the name Linda Johnson. Linda Johnson. Somebody's name is also Rochelle. Rochelle and Rhonda. I don't know nobody who named Rhonda or Rochelle. But somebody's name is Rhonda and Rochelle. Linda Johnson. Somebody's last name is Washington. As well as Reynolds. Somebody's last name is Reynolds. Because I'm hearing Reynolds rap. Like the aluminum foil. Somebody's name is Reynolds. And whoever the person named Reynolds, they're a psychopath. I'm hearing Reynolds rap, but she's not wrapped too tight. Yeah, this cartel is going down. Somebody drives a Nissan Altima. Nissan Altima. And somebody got a pickup truck, like a Ford pickup truck. It's red. Somebody got a red pickup truck. It might not even be Ford, but that's the vision that I'm getting. Somebody drives a red pickup truck as well. This is the person who put somebody in a fucking park. Somebody killed somebody and buried them in the park in the woods. I'm specifically saying the park on 9 Mile and Evergreen, in that area right there. It's like they waited till the middle of the night, drove up in this park, dug up a grave with the shovel, and put this person's body in the park. And you will never know, because that park, you wouldn't know. And it's just making me think, when I took my kids to that park I had that video on Facebook. And I'm like, there's dead bodies in this park. I'm hearing like, Aaliyah, that's why you get watched by people so much, because I used to put everything on Facebook. Even me channeling shit like that. And when we was there, it was this couple or whatever. They were the only ones at the park with us. It was a white couple, and they had their little baby or whatever. And as soon as we came into the park, they basically was like, time to go. And I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. And I had all of that on Facebook for some reason. It's something about that park. It's a dead body in that park. And a person driving a red pickup truck buried this body there in the wee hours of the night. And if you know the park that I'm talking about, it's right by Fox 2 News. While I'm talking about Fox 2 News, if you drive up in the park, the play area is at the front of the park. And then it's like you can go into the little woods or whatever, and it's trees. But it's dirt. So if somebody was to just dig it up or whatever, you wouldn't know that somebody put a body there. And it was some caution tape there too. And then they started making trails so that you can walk through the trails of the park. No, they are making trails, putting cement and shit like that. They're covering up bodies. They're covering up bodies. And it's also making me think of like when my brother, he said that he went to the cemetery one time where we buried our mother, and my mom's body wasn't at the cemetery anymore, which is weird as fuck to me, because who would move a dead body? And my mom has passed away. And my mama wanted me to channel something too, because I kept on hearing her dates of death today. And my mom died on November the 13th of 2004. She died at Henry Ford Hospital. And I kept hearing that dates today, November 13th, 2004. November 13th, 2004. So it's something about that. Maybe that also could have been somebody's birthday. And was that like 23 years ago? Because I said it's a 23-year-old girl or something that was dead in the park. She would have been turning 23. Like somebody family want closure. Like they wish they could have just found this person, got an autopsy, and figured out what happened, but they didn't even get a chance to have that happen because this person is in the park. Like they have no closure of what happened to their child because she's in the park. Little kids running over her playing and shit. They don't even fucking know. And at that park, it was signs on the trees. It was like you can buy a piece of the park to create a trail. But no, I'm hearing it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. Which brings me back to me telling my kids, don't get that close to them people's backyard. Don't stick your head in them Jews' backyard for you come back with just the neck. Anyway, it's something about my kids. I need to check on my children. And somebody's children being held for ransom because of their father. And somebody's a drug addict, which is why they owe the cartel anyway. But they were set up as well. It's like, let's say they were selling drugs for the cartel. Well, they were set up, so they got pulled over and the drugs, or their house got broke into and the drugs were stolen. But this person is also a drug addict. Like, junkies shouldn't sell drugs. That's like me. I would never be like, oh, I'm about to just sell weed because I like to smoke weed. So if I ain't got no dispensary or something, bitch, I don't need to sell no weed. Because if you give me a little zip, I'm about to smoke that shit. So I don't even put myself in that predicament. But somebody does harder drugs though, like coke, meth, or heroin or something. And you can't sell drugs like that if you're addicted to drugs like that, because it's not going to work. And again, this is a white motorcycle club. This is a white motorcycle club that is holding black kids hostage. But it's a setup. Like, they purposely do this. Like, yeah, we gonna pull him in and get him to selling drugs for us, make him feel like he part of the family, part of the motorcycle club. Yeah, dude, yeah. And then they get him hooked on the drugs that they supposed to have them selling for him. Then they set him up to get robbed for the drugs. And then they be like, well, we gonna put a hit on your family if you don't pay us our money back. Whole time, you don't gotta pay them shit back because they stole their own drugs back from you. And they set you up with their police friends and shit so that you would get pulled over. It's all a setup. This is, again, organized crime, a family business. This is a white group of people. They a biker club. And they target certain individuals who's dumb enough to fall for their bullshit. I'll keep hearing tatted like a biker boy, tatted like a biker boy. Somebody got a tattoo of a green snake. Somebody got a tattoo of a green snake with like the tongue out of his mouth, like hissing. Somebody got a tattoo of that. Like, you know this person is a snake anyway. They represent it. So why the fuck would you want to work for them? This is a dispensary is going to get raided too, or somewhere they sell psychedelic shrooms and stuff. Somebody took a bad trip. I think they call them trips. Somebody took a bad trip and died as well from these shrooms that these people gave them or something. That's what I'm saying. They were trying to put this person in a state of relaxation and out of body, out of mind experience so that they can be all up in their energy and shit. And this person died. That's why somebody is stuck in purgatory or something. And I'm channeling their energy. They said like this biker club got to go. And this says Isaiah, which is also my son's middle name. My son's name is Amir Isaiah. And it says, surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know ain't nobody trying to bully my motherfucking kids or hold my kids for no goddamn ransom or some shit like that. Cause bitch, count your motherfucking days, ho. You better count your motherfucking days, bitch. If you holding my kid ransom for some shit, I swear to God, I will kill you in the spiritual realm. You will not wake up. You will wake up dead. All right, I'm getting off of here because I gotta call my kids and see where they at. But to sum it up, this occult and coven that's known for killing people for life insurance, count y'all days. Because it's about to go down. Y'all getting raided. Busted by the feds. Busted by the feds. Alright, guys. Talk to you guys later. I wish you nothing but love, joy, peace, happiness, abundance, good health, good wealth, prosperity, and all that good shit that us good ass people deserve. My bad, I was looking at my edges right here because they just so thin in this spot, in these two spots here. But you see this side is a little thicker than this side here. I get it from my daddy. I'm here now. Where she get that ass from? She get it from her mama. See, that's what I'm saying. Somebody didn't know that somebody mama is crazy. Like, y'all might be able to bully the daddy, but y'all can't bully me. I'm the mama. And you can't hold my kids for ransom or bully my kids. And I will kill you. Literally. I just said you will wake up dead, bitch. I'll kill you in the spiritual realm without a trace. Okay? Without a trace. You better know something. I'm trying to tell you what you better know. All right, guys. I am